And next, having heard from the senior-most of our storytellers, we will now hear from the junior-most of our storytellers, Jamie Rubin from the class of 2001. We have some fans.
Hi. This is a story inspired by my mother, as many of my stories are. My mother is someone who's always been proud to tell people that I went to Barnard, and she's proud of all of my accomplishments here, which of course are many and varied. And one thing that she likes to tell people, which I think is sort of funny, is she likes to tell people that Barnard is the place where I learned to dress. And thinking back on my college career, it seems like a funny thing that she would like to point out to people that, that's what I picked up here. But looking back on it, I tend to think that she's right. When I came to Barnard, I had left a school where for the past 6 or 7 years, I had worn a uniform. It was a very boring uniform. It was a white button-down shirt every day and a choice of 2 skirts. One was gray and one was blue and white pinstripe. And towards the end of my career there, women, or girls, were allowed to wear pants, and so occasionally I would throw a pair of black pants in there to switch it up. But when I got here, I really had absolutely no idea what I was supposed to wear to class. And my sister had gone to Syracuse, and at Syracuse she wore a pair of sweatpants every single day to class, which I thought was great. But when I got to Barnard, I had the wherewithal to know I couldn't get away with wearing sweatpants because by nature, Barnard women, when they go to class, they walk through the streets of New York, and you really can't get away with sweats in New York. So I was confronted with this problem. I couldn't wear a uniform. I couldn't wear sweats. What was I going to wear? And I think it's funny because the problem I have now is a closet full of clothes, nothing to wear. And back then it was a closet full of clothes. What am I going to wear? So I decided that what I would do is survey all of the other women on my floor and figure out what they were wearing, and then that would work for me. So the first group of people I encountered had a very distinctive look. They had, some of them had really short, spiky haircuts. Some of them had dyed purpled hair, a lot of nose rings or eyebrow rings, and the style was these long, flowy skirts that looked like they hadn't been washed in a couple of months, and shirts maybe that had a tear, and lots of jewelry made out of natural fibers. And, this look was definitely well thought out, but it was not something I could pull off. It would take way too much effort on my part, so I said, that's out. And then I came across this woman who I later became friendly with, who wore a business suit with heels and pearls and other accessories every single day to class. And before I came to Barnard, my mother actually did buy me a business suit. I have no idea what she thought I would do with it. I think I maybe wore it once on Halloween, and I still have it in my closet. I really don't know what she thought. This was part of the trousseau I should bring with me. But I knew that that was definitely too much effort. She looked great in it, this other girl, but I certainly couldn't pull it off, so that was out. And then I met this whole other group of people that was completely foreign to me. I grew up in Los Angeles in Southern California, and when one grows up in Southern California, one does not have much interaction with the sort of northeastern prep person, and you meet a lot of these women at Barnard, and they're great, but their style of dress is so different. And there was someone who lived across the hall from me who wore really Argyle sweaters that matched her Argyle socks and had about 7 different polo shirts in the same color. There was a lot of khaki going on. And for me, this, when you grow up in Los Angeles, people don't wear that. And I had only been exposed to that in movies or television shows, so I'm embarrassed to say, but I almost thought it was like a costume. And I just knew that wasn't going to work. Also, I had no idea where I would buy clothing like that. So that was out, and as a default, I ended up just wearing jeans all the time for the first year. And it turns out I didn't even do that correctly, because I called my mother about my 3rd week into Barnard, and she loves to tell this story in public, and I barely even remember it, but I know it happened because she brings it up all the time. And I said to her something to the effect of, "Mom, you won't believe it, but the women here, they wear nice shoes with their jeans." And she didn't understand what I was trying to say, and probably because she was a better dresser than I was. And I was trying to convey that it didn't occur to me where I grew up, if I was wearing jeans, I would wear a t-shirt and sneakers, because to me, jeans were casual. And here I came to this place where people were mixing it up. They were wearing blazers and nice sweaters with their jeans, and it was something so new. And it's funny to look back on it now, because jeans are such a staple of my wardrobe, and I would wear them with anything. But at the time, it was this new concept. And so as I think about how my mother said that I learned how to dress here, it kind of what I learned was a little bit more than that. And I think what she's trying to say is that I really learned a sense of style at Barnard, and I learned how to express myself. And I started to feel comfortable mixing things like the casual jeans with the refined heels, and mixing different ideas and mixing different people and serving the people around me and taking things from them. And really, now when I get up in the morning, I'm much more confident. I may not like what's in my closet, but I know how to put something together. And so I think what she was trying to say is Barnard is the place where I found my sense of style and I found my self-confidence, and I learned a little bit about fashion as well. Thank you.
Well, clearly Jamie has learned the most important sartorial lesson of Barnard, not unrelated to New York, and that is colors are really terrific, but you can never go wrong with black.